Welcome to the Go Make Games podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Watts. In just a couple years, I went from treating game dev as a hobby to co-founding my own indie game studio. And since I've been focused on empowering aspiring game developers like you everywhere. Through platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Discord, and more, I plan on doing just that. Today, I'm joined by one of my closest friends, Slayde Kerner. With what started out as an after-school Minecraft club when he was just 12 years old, Slayde founded CraftingEducation in 2015. Leveraging video games, Slayde enriches the lives of young children in our hometown. In our first episode of the show, Slayde and I hope to bring awareness to the educational impact of video games and shift how developers can approach the game-making process. So today with me on the show, I have my good friend Slayde. Thank you for taking the time to join the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Really, the first question I have is how did we meet? We kind of got to know each other freshman year, sophomore year of high school, right?
Yeah, definitely sophomore year of high school. That's when our whole friend group actually started to get together, with me being involved.
Right, yeah, you weren't cool originally, so you couldn't be a part of our friend group, but eventually we were like, okay, let's let this guy in, I guess,
Oh yeah, I just saw how much cooler you guys were than me. And then I had to integrate myself, into that kind of friend group there. It was definitely a while ago. We've known each other for some good time now.
Oh yeah, it's been quite a while, and one of the reasons why I brought you on the show, it's something I didn't even know when I first met you, which is, you started your own nonprofit.
Yeah, so I have a company called CraftingEducation. It's a STEM nonprofit educational charity. So basically what we do is we teach kids a bunch of different types of programs. We do things like Minecraft, Roblox, 3D printing, virtual reality. We've just recently started game development. Basically anything techie is what we try to integrate.
It's kind of interesting to look back at where it's been, where it is now. So I guess walk me and the audience through how did you actually form it?
Yeah, so CraftingEducation actually didn't start as an organization. It started as a club that was formed in our school, in middle school actually. It was something that I wanted to put together because being in that school, I felt that there was something missing. We were a STEM-based school where we're supposed to be focused around science, technology, engineering, all that kind of stuff. And they didn't even so much as have computer labs to be working in those kinds of programs. They just were advertising themselves as such. It was actually really frustrating to me. And so I decided that it was something I wanted to change.
Was it frustrating just because it wasn't STEM enough to you, or what, you just thought something was missing?
Well, I'm a very computer-oriented person, very hands-on with tech. I like building computers, programming, software development, and, I've been interested in that stuff forever, even since middle school. And I thought going into a STEM school would help me continue on with that journey, and it just was something that wasn't happening. They were more orientated into artwork and sports and all that kind of stuff, and that just wasn't me.
Yeah, I mean, for context, you literally helped me set up this podcast, so you're definitely a very technical-oriented person, so that is definitely no surprise to me.
Yep, and the biggest thing for me was, obviously, I think a lot of people could speak like this too, is we loved gaming, and gaming is a way for everyone to get connected together, and I thought it would be the coolest idea to bring a gaming club to our school. I talked to our board of directors at the school. I explained to them that we're a STEM school here and that we have no capable computers of running program or software or games or anything. At the end of that conversation, I convinced them to buy 2 full computer labs, and they let me start up my program there.
Cool. And it sounds like, humble beginnings, but also it's evolved a lot since then. I've had the pleasure of going into your office now and just seeing how far it's come is pretty spectacular. So tell me where it's at now.
Yeah, since I first started in that school as a club, I realized after about, I think, 2 years of running there, it was definitely going to be more beneficial for it to be a separate company. And that's what I did. I opened it at 14. I started my own company. We had decided to get our own location and that we were going to spread into multiple schools as well. We had someone very generously give us some space to start out in before, we could have the funds to actually open up our own location. But we were there for summer camps. We did spring break camps, and we just kept spreading our program into more schools all around our county.
So yeah, I remember seeing this all kind of unfold a little bit in high school. I remember volunteering at some point, and I remember thinking to myself, how can Minecraft be educational? It's a video game, right? But surely there's no educational value from it.
Well, you see, once we actually got into the stages of becoming a business, we started growing really rapidly. And that was one of our biggest concerns to get started with. We were never focused in bringing it into writing and science and math. We were more focused about the actual, social aspect to it. We wanted to create team environments. We wanted to create competitive environments where kids can work together, talk together, compete against each other, scream as loud as they can, just make a really fun environment.
Okay. Yeah, I wish the high school me understood that, because that wasn't something that really registered with me back then. But it's cool to me that you were able to find value from video games, because honestly, like, parents don't see that. A lot of parents see the bad sides, and I see why parents have those concerns. I do. Video games can cause like a lack of focus, lack of motivation, poor grades, and honestly, that was probably us in high school. Am I right? Like, we played way too many video games, way too much CS:GO, whatever it was back then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I mean, like, you've already pointed out the huge benefits from Minecraft, right? But what else have you seen? You've seen teamwork. You've seen bringing them together. What else?
One of the biggest things that we've actually found from it is leadership. Leadership, as in the people who are running and making these programs. It's not what you would expect. We actually don't have adults running this. So the same kids that may have a lack of focus or poor grades or a lack of motivation in school are utilizing our program to actually create and design curriculums that are run in our programs.
Yeah, I think I've seen this process happen personally. Like, I remember seeing a kid, I won't mention his name, but he was very rambunctious, very like abrasive a lot of the time, and you kind of see them go through a transformation, and they start to take up their responsibility, and it's like, wow, like the fact that you're able to transform them to such an extent is just crazy. And really, you're doing it through video games. Video games is that medium.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yeah, and it's a crazy thing to think about, because again, we only think about the bad things of video games as parents, right? I mean, we're not parents yet, but there are parents out there that like to point at the bad, but there actually is some good. For example, this week I had a school that I went to. I actually work for Slayde personally. I go to schools and set up Minecraft and do after school Minecraft clubs for them. I've seen instances where kids will light up at their screen over the silliest of things. I mean, a kid found a pink sheep the other day in Minecraft, which is like a super rare chance. I don't know the percentage. Slayde, do you happen to know that?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's got to be like 2% or something like that, but they saw it, and they all just huddled up in front of the computer, and it was really just a great moment. Like, just seeing everyone get involved over something, is, especially kids, it's great. And yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said, teamwork is just really the best thing that I've seen from video games. Having everyone get together, solve a problem, whether it's killing a zombie, a creeper, or building a house. I don't know, but there's a lot of it, and it's really cool to see. So
yeah, it's like almost like we're bringing back the days of LAN parties.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Even though it might be online, they're all playing together in the same room on the same game. It's just a lot of fun.
All they need is like some pizza, and
Oh, they're set. Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe go a little light on the candy and sugar and stuff, though. I don't know if they can handle that.
Oh yeah.
And that's not just excluded to Minecraft, right? Like, you have plenty of other games that can do just the same thing, right?
Oh yeah, like we utilize Roblox in a very similar way. It's just so we can expand our horizon, with what they're involved in and what they're interested in.
Yeah, so I think the point I'm trying to make with that is, you basically hand select a lot of these programs, right? So as a business owner, as someone looking for these games, what's your thought process with that? Like, what can developers do to make their games educational and, kid friendly by design?
The thing that makes Minecraft educational in a way is that the game itself isn't actually focused on being educational. It feels like a normal game. It feels like a fun game to all of them, but we're tailoring it in a way that we can utilize it in a classroom setting.
So let me get this straight. What you're saying, it's kind of ironic. You're saying to be a good educational game, you kind of have to not be educational?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, you heard it here. But no, I think that's definitely a good point. Because, yeah, I think that's the beauty of games like Minecraft and Roblox, right? Like, they're so open-ended, so, like, limitless, that it's kind of up to the kids to get what they get out of it, right? On top of that, you know, I think it's also probably important that you find a way to bring the kids together, right? Because it's not enough to just simply get them in front of a screen, right? But if you have those little moments like them finding a pink sheep together or uniting over a horde of zombies to fight them, that's pretty impactful too, I'd say.
Yeah, that's just one of the best parts, you know, teamwork, communication, and just being social all around. It takes out the aspect of where parents feel that they're locked together in a room by themselves to a point where now they're actually in a classroom or some sort of area where they're all directly facing each other. They can get up from their computer and talk face to face while still playing the game.
Additionally, I think another great quality of educational games are those that, you know, allow for problem solving opportunities. And I'm sure that's something you make use of quite a bit, right?
So in our camps, we've done things where we put them in an environment where they either have to figure out how to survive with limited resources, or they have to escape some sort of area that they're stuck in, only, you know, utilizing what's put around them.
So you kind of make them into your little lab rats, right? You kind of throw some experiments, some challenges at them.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, they're always getting new things to try out, and we're always using them to figure out new ways to explore our map building capabilities.
So hopefully by now we've established, you know, there is educational value in video games, right? It just may not be what you'd expect. So for those of you developers who are looking to develop an educational game, you know, take these into consideration moving forward, and from there you should have a pretty solid foundation. With that being said, Slayde, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast. It's the first one. I've been wanting to get you on one of these videos for a while, and you're finally here. How does it feel?
Feels great. I mean, I love talking about, you know, what I've done over the past couple of years and all the people I've helped. So, and you know, I've watched your videos, and it's just amazing to see how far you're coming along too.
Hopefully we'll see you in another video sometime soon, but in any case, I'll be seeing you soon. I don't know about the audience. They don't have that luxury, but I'll definitely be seeing you soon.
All right. Well, thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Take it easy. If you enjoyed this episode, you're free to go to my website, gomakegames.net, and check out all the other content I have available. There, you can also schedule a tutoring session with me where I can mentor you one-on-one with any game dev problems you may be having. And with that out of the way, I will see you all in the next episode, video, or whatever it is you decide to do. And until then, dev on.